Hi guys, it's Lucy and welcome back to another video. Today's video is specifically for student paramedics who are very close to going out on placement and they're a bit unsure of what they need to buy, what they need to take with them, etc. So I've got a couple of bits to show you of what made my life a little bit easier out on placement. Hopefully these can be helpful to you too. So yeah, let's get straight on with the video. So the first thing I really recommend you getting, this is probably top number one, and university or the ambulance service you're a part of has probably told you to get one anyway, is a stethoscope. You're going to be doing a lot of assessments, abdominal assessments, chest assessments, respiratory assessments, all of this stuff. You're going to need one of these, and it's handy to have your own so you don't have to use your crews. I'm not sure on all ambulance services, but mine don't provide them on the ambulances, which is fair enough. It's kind of a personal use thing. And a tip would be to get it personalised, like I did, just because these can get lost. I have occasionally nearly left it at a patient's house, so if it does get lost, at least it's got your name on it and it can somehow get back to you, hopefully, because they're very expensive. The next thing, and it is a very small thing, but it can often be one of the most important things, is a Carabiner. This is just a simplistic one I've got from Medisave, I think it was, or Medtree, one of them, but you can get more complicated ones where it's got a double clip and stuff like that. This holds my ID on it usually, but if I ever get past the ambulance keys to go and get anything from the truck or anything like that, the keys can go on here so I don't lose them. Yeah, paramedics use them a lot more because obviously they have the keys all the time, so I've just got a little one for my ID, but this is really handy and you never know when you might need it. This is already on the ambulances, it's already at the ambulance stations, but it's always handy to have when you're back at your home, at your flat, wherever, in case you ever need them. And it's these alcohol wipes. Stethoscopes need a specific alcohol wipe to protect the metal, basically. Certain ones affect the metal, I presume. These ones are the ones it told me to get. 70% alcohol, basically. Yeah, look at instructions with your stethoscope just to make sure they can go with the stethoscope, but this is the main reason I bought them, is to clean the stethoscope. Even if I've cleaned it out on shift, it still doesn't feel clean when I've brought it back home, so I always like to clean it. And if my boots are looking a bit dirty, but they don't necessarily need a massive scrub, these do for in between shifts and kind of things. But yeah, they're always handy to have and they're not too expensive. This was 100 wipes for about £4, so. The next things I actually got given from my mentor, but it depends on ambulance services whether they supply them or not, so I do recommend checking and seeing if you need to buy them. It's these two things. So you've got a radio clip and a glove pouch. Gloves can go in your back pockets and all of that stuff, but this is just handy to put on your belt. It's got a belt loop thing and you've always got gloves. Another thing I do recommend is packing your gloves up into two, so put one inside the other, so when you take your gloves out you're not faffing around trying to get two out, they're already together. And then a radio clip. Depends on students, mentors, services, unis, all of that sort of stuff, depends on whether you're using the radios or not, but it's always handy just to have a radio clip. Some jackets have them, but if mine doesn't, so it's just handy to put on your belt. The final thing, and I did say the stethoscope might be the most important thing, but this has been my absolute lifesaver on placement, and it's just this little notebook, and I think I've probably mentioned it before. You can tell how it's quite worn out, and yeah, it's been used quite a lot. This has been in my pocket every single shift at uni as well, since I started. In the front it's got all the drugs I'm able to administer as a first year. And I've just put little things, little observations like pulse, stuff like that. You never know if you're going to forget it or something. It's just easy just to have in your pocket, especially like children. You don't go to children too often, so it's got little things like their pulse rate in here as well. So like temperature, BM, respiratory rates. The final thing I would say is you're out on a truck for up to 12 hours usually, and you don't necessarily get time in between jobs to do little things like filling your water bottle up. So the one thing I would say is get yourself a decent water bottle. This is just 1 litre, and although 1 litre isn't enough, it's usually enough to get me up until break, and then I can refill. And obviously summer months I was having to refill more, and you can do that at the hospitals and stuff like that. But yeah, get yourself a decent water bottle that doesn't leak, it's reusable, it's big enough to fit a decent amount of water. Get yourself a decent water bottle. If you're not looking after yourself, you can't look after anyone, so hydration is really, really key. That is just a couple of bits I do recommend having a look into, asking about at uni, and possibly getting yourself. It's made my life slightly easier in placement, and you don't want to be stressing out over little things, so get them beforehand and you've got them then. So yeah, if this video was at all helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, and I'll see you in a video very, very soon. Bye guys.